This is how narcissists use sex as a weapon to gain what they want. Hello, and thank you for joining us. This video will help you understand the strategies used by narcissists, explain what it means to be a survivor of sexual violence, and how it has changed your life. If you want to get notified whenever I post something new to this channel, click the bell icon and the subscribe button. Narcissists often engage in pretentious behavior and create a false sense of intimacy. While sexual encounters may occur, they lack genuine emotional connection or commitment. Such sexual experiences are temporary and lack significance beyond the act itself. It's important to assess for yourself if a romantic relationship exists after a sexual encounter with a narcissist. However, this concept is foreign to the reality of the narcissist. You may initially think that having sex with a narcissist is enjoyable, but there is a feeling that the narcissist is merely playing a role or copying an image they have seen. This means anyone else could play the same role in the narcissist's life. Over time, you may come to realize that your experiences with narcissists are not unique or special. You may feel like you've known the individual forever, but this is a common tactic used by narcissists. They may try to convince you of a close connection, leading to a Me Too reaction. But it's important to remember that your feelings are not solely their fault. You may be perceiving them as different than they truly are, and this can become clearer during challenging times. Instead of blaming them, reflect on your own perceptions and thoughts. To fully comprehend the effects of sexual trauma and how a narcissist manipulates sex as a weapon, one must first understand the importance of sexual intimacy in a healthy relationship. Sexual closeness extends beyond physical attraction, as it deepens the emotional connection between partners. This shared experience strengthens their bond and leads to increased happiness and acceptance of each other. The lack of sexual intimacy can severely impact a relationship. It's crucial to understand the concept of narcissism and the deviance in a narcissist's sexual life. Narcissists can use sexual interactions with strangers as a weapon, and there are 5 sex rituals and 5 sex applications involved in making it a dangerous tool. To start, they prioritize other goals over sexuality. When starting a new relationship, some narcissists may initially arouse intense sexual desire. At the beginning of the relationship, the passionate phase can feel like the most amazing sexual experience. However, as the devaluation process advances, the narcissist may start to treat you poorly and may withhold sex. This can result in a decrease in sexual tension, and you may feel completely numb. You may also have noticed a drop in passion and be concerned that something is wrong, causing you to doubt your own value, attractiveness, and body image. This can have long-lasting effects on your self-worth. The more narcissists distance themselves from you, the stronger the negative beliefs about yourself that have developed due to their manipulation and gaslighting will become. The more isolated you get, the more you will miss the intimacy that you once enjoyed with them. All relationships, not just those based on physical attraction, require strong emotional bonds. When this bond is lost, it leads to a loss of value. In a relationship with a narcissist, you may keep giving in the hopes that they will eventually change and become more like they used to be. Narcissists weaponize sex by manipulating the perceived intensity of sexual interactions through increased sexual connection and proximity. This makes you believe that sex is more significant than it actually is. During sexual contact with a narcissist, you may feel like you have a connection with them. But this is the narcissist's distorted idea of a connection. If you're in a relationship with a narcissist, they may use the illusion of normalcy to manipulate you when you start seeking more attention. The idea of being a sex junkie or sexually addicted can be used to make you feel dependent on the sexual interaction in the relationship. However, it's important to understand the negative effects of addiction on the brain and mind. Sexual interaction with a narcissist may act as a regulator in the nervous system, causing feelings of shame. The lack of attention from the narcissist can lead to feelings of isolation and eventually result in changes in personality. The sexualization of the relationship can alter the definition and experience of the relationship itself. If a narcissistic partner is manipulating you, they may use their power to coerce you into engaging in behaviors you wouldn't normally consider. Once you've established trust and become dependent on them, you may seek reassurance of their interest or willingness to help. This can result in unreasonable demands being made on your time, such as providing provocative images of yourself. This type of dynamic in a relationship can lead to repeated instances of sexual abuse, which would not be tolerated in a healthy relationship. You might be aware of the uncommon actions I'm referring to. This involves creating and sharing visual material online. It can be difficult to comprehend how a relationship can deteriorate to this level. The changes in your personality persist, and self-blame may start to set in. Emotional and mental detachment from your true self is established. The situation you're in does not define your true identity. There is a significant difference between your thought process and that of the narcissist. This form of sexual exploitation exceeds normal boundaries and can cause significant psychological trauma, forcing you to behave in ways that you wouldn't normally do or when the narcissist is not present. Let's revisit the topic of sanctions that were previously mentioned. A narcissist may use withholding sanctions as a form of punishment. This can occur if you have violated their narcissistic ego through your actions, or if they ask you to do something you cannot fulfill. The narcissistic partner may not grant the sanctions even after much convincing, particularly if they have established a relationship based on sexual dependence or trauma. Ultimately, they'd feel justified in causing you suffering to regain control over a situation. Sexual interaction can appear mechanical and lack intimacy. It may have started as a sensual experience, but now it seems like a robotic routine. The narcissist becomes invigorated by your positive response to their actions and begins to view you as a collection of parts solely for their own pleasure. They know that even if they mistreat you, sexually or otherwise, you will still be there, perpetuating their sense of control. If someone has altered your thinking to meet their needs at the cost of your own, you may not dare to question their motivations. You might convince yourself that the relationship is worthwhile, saying things like "at least they give me this," or "at least they do that." This can be a result of being emotionally and mentally conditioned to tolerate such behavior from others. Your brain might make the mistake of overvaluing the significance of minor benefits, such as having sex with a person, and convince you that it proves their attachment to you. These mental justifications are an example of psychological gymnastics at work. That's why I mentioned in the introduction that sex could change an individual in many subtle ways beyond just direct commands and intimidation. As a result of the traumatic experience with the narcissist, you may experience a resurgence of longing for sexual connection years later. Acknowledge the existence of shame to overcome it. Your brain is constructed in a way that makes this necessary. Your sexual life served as a guiding principle in your life. This could have contributed to the traumatic experience. As you gain insight into the true nature and personality of the narcissist, your brain and biochemistry will shift, enabling you to finally move on.
So, for today's conclusion, narcissists are often characterized by their pretentious behavior and false sense of intimacy. While they might engage in sexual encounters, these experiences lack genuine emotional connection or commitment. As a result, it is important to assess whether a romantic relationship exists after a sexual encounter with a narcissist. Despite the initial illusion of intimacy, these sexual experiences are temporary and lack true significance. In a healthy relationship, sexual intimacy deepens the emotional connection between partners, strengthening their bond and leading to increased happiness. However, in a relationship with a narcissist, sexual intimacy is often used as a weapon. Narcissists can manipulate the perceived intensity of sexual interactions to make you believe that sex is more significant than it actually is. This can lead to a distorted sense of connection and an illusion of normalcy in the relationship. Additionally, the narcissist may use their power to coerce you into engaging in behaviors that you wouldn't normally consider, leading to repeated instances of sexual abuse. They may also use withholding sanctions as a form of punishment if you have violated their narcissistic ego. The repeated abuse can result in significant psychological trauma, causing you to become emotionally and mentally detached from your true self. It is important to understand that these negative effects of sexual abuse are not your fault. The situation doesn't define your true identity, and the self-blame that may set in as a result of the abuse is misplaced. The best way to heal from these experiences is to seek support from trusted friends, family, or a therapist. So, the tactics used by narcissists in their sexual relationships can be dangerous and result in significant psychological trauma. It is crucial to understand the deviance in a narcissist's sexual life and to seek support if you are a survivor of sexual abuse. Remember, the situation you are in doesn't define your true identity, and there is a significant difference between your thoughts and those of the narcissist. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. If you found this video helpful, I would love to hear your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Till we meet again, have a nice day.